And remember, do not curse out your fellow driver. This has been your Rainier Avenue Radio traffic update.
Hey, y'all. This is Dr. Traci Harrell, and I am so excited about today's show. And what I'm most excited about is, I got to talk to some people in part of a business community. I was on the schedule to present a topic around AI. And it was interesting because I mentioned that I was because I had an hour to talk, and I said, there were some topics I wanted to address. One of which was this idea of the fears, the facts, and the future of AI. Like AI has a very polarizing energy for some people. I've delivered solutions for people that they said. They told me what they wanted to accomplish for their business, and we accomplished it. Like, we created the tools to do it. But they had people in their community, in their family, that was like, you know what, we are anti-AI. And so people, there's like a, principle around it that I want to address for people who do have concerns, for people who are, anti-AI. What I'm going to do is we're going to have a very intelligent conversation today about AI. And what I'm going to do here is share with you all both, I'll call it back to the duality. The fears, the facts, and the future. Because honestly, if we could have real conversations right here in community, more thoughtful conversations, strategic conversations, really human-centered conversations, that's really what I want to be a part of. Because everywhere we turn, right, AI is showing up in our lives. It's an inevitable, right? Whether you see the good or the bad, it's here. So I know some people are super excited about AI. Other people are overwhelmed. Some people are inspired by the possibilities. Some people are skeptical about all the things they're hearing. Some people are curious. Other people are honestly terrified. Some people are leaning in and leaning all in. And other people are pulling away and doing everything that they can to tell people that they love, don't do it, don't do anything with AI. Like I've had fathers tell me that their children are coming to them, lovingly asking them not to use AI. And as a business owner, again, that could be detrimental. So, some people think, and this is no underestimation, that AI is going to positively revolutionize the entire world. And other people think that AI is going to be the end of the world. I'm just saying. Some people believe that AI will create extraordinary opportunities, and other people believe that AI will create... Okay, I heard something. Some little text. I wanted to make sure my producer wasn't... Are you talking to me? Okay, I guess not. I hear beeps, and so I wanted to make sure my producer was not trying to get my attention. Okay, we'll keep moving. We will keep moving. So some people, again, they believe that AI will create extraordinary opportunities, and other people believe that AI will create massive disruption. Both things can be true, right? So today's conversation really needs to be one that allows us to address both concerns and, the possibilities. For the people who think that AI is dangerous, right? Some people think AI is going to be the greatest tool and the greatest resource for the future. So people that see AI as a threat, other people see AI as a solution. So if both things can be true, then let's have that conversation. Let's have a true, honest, real deal conversation about AI. So that's what I'm going to do. It's an entire series, and it's going to be, again, I mentioned this previously, but it's going to be called The Fears, the Facts, and the Future. because the truth is somewhere in between, right? I'm a Libra, so I'm always trying to find the balance. I'm always the one who's trying to find the equilibrium, I'll call it, right? So today we have fears. We have legitimate fears, and I want people to feel heard, right, as they talk about them. But we also have facts. And that's what I've done the research on. And so I'm going to ask you guys to lean in. This is not a conversation about hype. Mm-mm. It's not a conversation. We don't want panic. Mm-mm. It's just a real conversation. I want to have a thoughtful conversation, one that's strategic and, again, human-centered. This is about us. This is about us. So if your concerns are legitimate, and I need people to know your concerns are legitimate, the concerns around jobs and identity, privacy, misinformation, surveillance, bias, the environmental impact, the overdependence on AI, the human connection or lack thereof that will result from AI, and the future of humanity itself, right? These are real concerns. Absolutely they are. And as someone who's a huge proponent for AI, I'm also a proponent for real conversations. Like, I'm never the one to say these things are not true. There are concerns that are real, and they deserve serious conversation. And the truth is, if we thoughtful people abilities, AI can help business. What's happening? I hear music. I'll keep going. I got my phone. If you want to text me, I got my phone up to my producer, but I'm looking in the app. I don't see anything. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving. Okay. So again, AI does have huge opportunities and incredible possibilities. We also talked about, I just listed a few of the issues, and today we're going to talk about the top 10 concerns, and we're going to talk about them in a way that is very clear. But first, I also want to make sure we're clear that there are huge opportunities and possibilities that AI will bring as well. Again, we talked about helping businesses to scale, educators to personalize learning. Entrepreneurs are going to be able to move faster. It's going to help doctors. Okay, I just heard music. I don't know if that was to urge me along, but I'm going to keep moving. We're going to help communities access tools that were once available to them as well. So I have a beautiful presentation that I did produce with AI. And I'm going to share that with you as well. But first, what I wanted to do is just to ground everyone on why this conversation is so important. Because I think, a lot of people are only hearing the negatives. Once you've decided I'm anti-AI, you don't want to hear the positives. So I'm going to show up as someone who I think is relatively trusted in community, because people know that I am not going to just say something that isn't true, right, for the heck of it. Right? But I think the truth is nuanced. Right, and we got to believe that, right? There's a nuance to the truth, meaning both things can be true. AI can and will create disruption. AI can create challenges and possibility. And that's exactly why we need more intelligent conversations about AI, these strategic conversations, thoughtful conversations. This is about strategic awareness, because we can't just be afraid of AI, because again, then our community is going to be left behind, right? So fear alone does not prepare us for the future. Awareness is what prepares us. Leadership prepares us. And more than anything, participation prepares us. So when we decide that, hey, AI is a problem and I'm going to disconnect from it, I'm going to boo it and boo everybody who's talking about it, that is not how we set ourselves up for the future. So hear me. We can be clear that AI is shaping the future for sure. That means we, thoughtful individuals, have to shape AI, right? The people questioning AI, I love them. I'm like, this is my... sustainability, the people that are, they're not enemies of innovation. Those are thoughtful people. Those are the necessary people that need to be a part of this conversation. So I need to invite those people in to say, those are exactly the people that we need to be a part of an honest, nuanced conversation about AI, right? So again, when it's not a this side or that side, I'm in or I'm out. No, that can't be. That's not how the world works, right? Conversation has to be deeply personal, and it's personal to me, as you guys know. I mean, I renamed my company Amplifying Impact, right? Amplifying Impact, AI for everyone and living powerfully with AI. And when I say AI for everyone, I don't mean artificial intelligence for everyone. I mean, I'm on the human side first. Let's amplify your impact, your intent, your imagination. Let's start with the human side. Who are you and what are you trying to accomplish? That's the first side of this conversation. And the second side is, how do you live powerfully with AI? How do you leverage the tools that are going to help you do whatever your purpose is, right? So that amplifying AI, the AI for everyone, is about you. Inspiring me. Sorry. Anyway, that music is, and we can find something else next time. Amplifying impact with AI, again, it's because I intentionally create clarity around the duality, the humanity as well as the technology. And my conversation is saying that we get to amplify your impact, your intent, your imagination, your intuition. The human side of AI is amplifying that. That's what I mean when I say AI for everyone. I mean amplifying your impact. But living powerfully with AI is about finding the right tools, the right systems, and the right strategies. And some people are just saying, I mean, literally, I've seen more people than I would like to admit say, I'm good. I'm scared, or I'm just not interested in AI. So I got to kind of roll back a little bit and have a real conversation, right? One that allows us to look at the duality of this conversation, both the humanity and the technology, right? The strategy and the ethics, the innovation and the responsibility, because we actually all have a responsibility. Stay with me here. We all have a responsibility. This whole conversation is about activation. This is an invitation to invite you into a deeper conversation. Right? If we're going to build a future that actually works for humanity, then we need people that are willing to hold both truths at the same time, right? People that are willing to ask hard questions, that are willing to challenge the system. I'm all about challenging the system. People that are demanding ethical leadership and ethical AI, right? We need people to stay engaged in shaping the future. So that's why I think it's worth my time, worth my energy, and I'm here for you so we can avoid people that are avoiding. No, we can avoid this idea. We can help people to stop avoiding the conversation. We need for people to be a part of shaping the future. Okay, so I'm going to keep it moving. But I'm going to circle back to what I said in the beginning. We're going to talk about the fears, the facts, and the future. And I've now had 3 sessions around AI. And in each of those conversations, people had something to say about their not to use AI, not to use it, not to, and I think that those concerns, and the realities need to be discussed. So that's why we're going to go deep into this. I'm going to have a whole series of conversations around the fears, the facts, and, like I said, the future of AI. So I do have a beautiful presentation that I'm going to pull up, but I'm not sure if I'm actually not sure if my producer's here. Playing music when your connection is cutting out to prevent dead air. Really? Interesting. That's interesting. So can you hear me now? I'm assuming you can hear me now because there's no music. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so I'll keep going. We should just stop. If it's that much cutting out, we should probably not keep going. But I will do my very best, and then we'll figure it out later. Okay. So we're going to talk about the top 10 concerns around AI today. And I'm going to actually introduce the ideas, and then we're going to talk about how we're going to go through each of them. So the top 10 concerns that about AI, the first one is around economic impact and workforce disruption or job loss. People are asking the question, will AI create opportunity or would it economically disrupt millions of people? Both things can be true. Both things can be true. The second concern that people have about AI is the environmental impact, the idea of these data centers and the infrastructure expansion. So really the question here people are concern that people are asking is around human connection, the emotional health and psychological dependency. Will AI make life more efficient but less human? That's the question. Both things can be true. We have to be engaged so that we shape what the future looks like. The fourth question is around bias, ethics, fairness, and discrimination. Will AI amplify the problems that humanity already has? Perhaps. But if we're a part of the conversation, we can demand different outcomes. We can't disconnect from the conversation. We have to be a part of shaping the future as well. Stay with me, people. The fifth concern is around privacy, surveillance, and corporate or government control. Legitimate concern. The question here is, who owns our information and how much we have to be a part of the conversation in order to really change the status quo. So I have 5 bars. It looks like everything is great, but apparently I don't have a great connection somehow. So I will keep going. The sixth concern that we're going to address is the concern around misinformation, deep fakes, this idea of cybersecurity, and then digital trust. What happens when we can no longer trust what we see? Legitimate concern. We're not saying that these aren't legitimate. We're saying they are legitimate, and we need to be a part of the conversation. We need to lean in and be a part of this conversation to create the future that we want to see. The seventh concern is this idea of overdependence, critical thinking, and human capability. And the question that people ask here is, will AI support human? Wow. Okay. So hopefully we can do something during the break because it sounds like there's still issues with sound. So creativity, education, and human expression is the eighth concern. Can AI really support creativity without replacing originality? Legitimate question. Legitimate question. The ninth concern is around healthcare, safety, the law, and then human oversight. And the question there is, can AI really make these critical decisions safely and responsibly in these areas? Great question. Again, we need to be a part of these solutions. The 10th question, or the 10th concern that we're going to address as a part of this series, is around human identity, the meaning, and the future of humanity. Woo! In the age of AI, what does it mean to be human? So now we've identified the top 10 concerns. We're going to talk about how we're going to go through this conversation tonight and how we're going to go through it over the next couple of weeks. Because again, this is really important for us to have. This conversation is important. I'm actually going to do it both on Mondays. We're going to do it throughout the week as well so we can really get other people engaged. So again, this conversation just needs to go deeper. So we're going to first address the concern, what people are actually worried about, the real fears, the real questions, and the real human concern. Then we're going to talk about the facts, like what research is currently showing us about that topic, what are experts saying, what are organizations reporting, what trends are already happening. So for each of these concerns, this is what we're going to do. Concern, the facts, right? The reality. What's that nuanced truth that's underneath the headlines and underneath these social media conversations, right? It got to be bigger than just hype, right? This is what's the reality, right? And then we're going to peel back impact, the emotional impact, the economic impact, the environmental impact, the societal impact, because these conversations are way deeper than technology. It's about our humanity and how we're going to show up, right? And then the last two things we're going to talk about is the opportunity. What becomes possible if we approach AI thoughtfully, ethically, and strategically? If we engage, if we don't disconnect because these challenges exist, but we lean in and we say, yes, these are concerns that we want to be a part of solving. We got to be a part of the solutions, you guys. So how AI could potentially amplify our impact, right? Even with the concerns related to AI. Can we use AI to help address AI concerns? Absolutely. Absolutely. And then we're going to talk about the possibilities. What becomes possible if we, thoughtful individuals, stay engaged in this conversation? How do we truly shape the future, right? If thoughtful people like you and I need to be a part of these conversations, or we can't actually change things. So I think StreamYard is recording individually, like recording on the mics, right, and recording what's coming out. So I'm not really sure what you guys are getting, but I do believe this is also being recorded individually on StreamYard, I hope. Okay. Anyway, so there are legitimate concerns, and we're going to do a reframe, right, for each of these based on the facts and what we know to be true. So I invite you all to really lean into this conversation, to really create some increased strategic awareness, and really lean in so we can really have honest conversations on each of these 10 concerns. Okay, so it's 4 minutes before our first break. So what I'd love to do is to ask a few questions around concern number one. So when you think about economic impact, the workforce disruption, and job loss, the question here is, will AI create disappear? Will the middle class shrink? Will ordinary people get left behind? Will corporations benefit while workers struggle? What happens if AI can do the thing that I built my life around? It's time to pivot. That's what the disruption that they're talking about. And we're going to talk even more about that. How will young people gain experience if AI is handling beginner level work, right? And these are the facts, right? And we've had this conversation previously, and I can pull up. Actually, what I'll do is I'll pull up the presentation when we come back from break. I'll have that up. But we do know that approximately 170 million new jobs will be created globally by 2030, but it will displace about 92 million existing jobs. So that's still a net increase of about 78 million jobs globally. And I've had people ask the question, well, tell me more. What exactly is going to be happening, and which jobs are most at risk? So it's jobs where you can increase productivity, automation, operation. I'll go a little deeper into this because AI can create jobs and it will absolutely eliminate jobs. So both things can be true. It will create opportunity and will also create some instability, right? It will increase productivity and it will also increase fear. Both things can be true. That is the reality. And the types of jobs that will be impacted the most are things like customer service jobs, administrative support, data entry, bookkeeping, repetitive coding, repetitive content creation. We're not saying all content creation, we're saying the repetitive stuff, because no AI can can replace your brilliance. I always got to put that first. But it will replace jobs, just like Blockbuster, right? There's no Blockbusters because Netflix came about, right? We'll talk about that a little bit more as well. But you guys know, as technology increases, things change, and these are the types of roles that will be eliminated, or at least significantly disrupted and reduced. If you're doing repetitive anything that's repetitive, those are the types of things when it's repetitive or predictable, if it's rules-based, right, process-driven, that's the kind of work that AI is designed to do for us. So the advantage for most people is really, I'm inviting you to like lean in because we're going to provide some solutions at the end as well. But really it's about roles that are easier to automate are the ones that are going to be eliminated. Roles where you can recognize patterns, that you can move through, you can have, 24-hour access. Again, if you have a business, you should be excited about some of these things because now you can lean in. I think I mentioned this before. One of my favorite tools is called Marbleism, and I'm one of the affiliates for Marbleism, and I'm able to talk about that now because I want people to not feel like jobs are going away. If you have a small business, you should be saying, I don't have to hire, right? I don't have the money to hire. This is really important. I know it's 6:27, so it looks like music is playing. So I'm going to let the break come on, and then I'm going to try to figure out what's happening with our technology. So we'll pause, and I'll talk to my producer and see what we can do see if we can figure out with our technology. So we'll be right back, y'all. Stay with us.
Rainier Avenue Radio. Your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Sediment cleanup of the lower Duwamish River has begun. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and the members of the Lower Duwamish Waterway Group, which includes King County, the City of Seattle, and Boeing, have begun sediment cleanup of the Lower Duwamish Waterfall Superfund site. This important environmental project will address sediment pollution and help restore the health of the Duwamish River. Starting on the waterway's upper reach, construction activities extend from the South 102nd Street Bridge down street to the Duwamish Waterway Park. Over the next 3 years, in-water activities will occur from October to February, ending in February 2027. Visit ldwg.org to learn about the upper reach cleanup and sign up for email updates.
Fellas, your mental health matters, and it's time we talked about it. Join us every Monday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time on Rainier Avenue Radio for the Men's Mental Health Show. Real conversations, real stories, real tools to help you navigate life's challenges with strength and honesty. Whether you're tuning in from the car, the gym, or your couch, this is your space to breathe, learn, and grow. That's Mondays at 5:30 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio, where men's voices and men's wellness take center stage.
1, 2, get down.
What's up, big and little homies? This is Masvita Maraire, host of Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your one-stop shop for Seattle sports. We cover preps, we cover college, we cover pro, we cover it all. Huskies, Mariners, Seahawks, Garfield, South, Roosevelt, Metro, King County. This is where you want to listen to for all the sports that's happening in Seattle. Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
See a bad.
Applications are now open for the home repair program, offering up to $10,000 in free home repairs for income-eligible households. Priority is given to neighborhoods at risk of displacement. This program is made possible through a partnership between Rebuilding Together Seattle and the Central Area Collaborative, helping expand eligibility and reach more families. Don't wait. Take the first step today. To learn more, email outreach at nhconsultants.com or call 206-373-1022. That's outreach at nhconsultants.com or 206-373-1022.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this? This is Rainier Avenue Radio.world, the station that cares about our community. Right here. Yeah.